So, folks, I have been a co host on The Line now for several months, and I'm really excited to finally begin presenting you guys different conversations that I've had with callers into the Transatlantic Call-In Show, which again is a show hosted on The Line. All of you should go check out The Line. You can find a link to go subscribe down in the description, as well as links to their Patreon and their merch store. Go check it out. It's really fun. People call in, and specifically on the show that I'm on, but there are many others that you can check out. People call in to ask about trans issues and talk or debate about trans rights, trans people, and also to learn. So you never quite know what you're going to get on this show, and I'm really excited to be a part of it and also to finally have a way to debate or interact with people who have different ideas from me in a little bit more of an equal footing. So I'm not just yelling at commenters or yelling at chatters anymore. Now it is, in fact, talking with and debating ideas with people who are actually talking to me. So check it out. It's really, really cool. Go check out the original episode if you want to see it all in full. And also, every Thursday, the Transatlantic Call-In Show is on live. So you can also call in if you have an idea you want to run by the co-hosts, or if you want to debate a different thing. Whatever you want. But it is live every Thursday. Go check it out. It is really, really fun. Link down to the original episode as well down in the description. And I hope you enjoy.
Sarah, they in California, wants to talk about gender identity, and they're having a bit of a gender crisis. So cool. We've all been there. Sarah, welcome to The Line with Art and Jack. What's going on?
Hello. So I'm actually a genuine Sarah, not this troll that tried so hard. So I have to redeem my namesake now. So that's fun. But yeah, that was a great.
Yeah, I'm sorry your name was besmirched by that person.
No, I know.
But anyway, what did you want to talk about today?
So I have, for my whole life, basically, I've always considered myself to be cisgender female, but now I'm kind of thinking more about my life, and I never really dressed like a common female would. Like, I don't really wear dresses that often. I don't wear makeup. I dress in t-shirts and jeans most of the time, but I'm also afraid that these revelations I'm making about myself are me just being part of a quote unquote trend. And so I just want to know, like, how can I tell if this is something that's genuine versus, like, not saying that this is a trend because I don't believe it is a trend, but I don't know if I'm making sense, but that's kind of like what I'm getting at.
Do you mind if I go first?
Jump right in.
Yeah, I think that for me, the moment when I realized, like, I was trans and not just, like, playing around with gender in a gender non-conforming way, but, like, actually, like, trans, was when I realized cis men don't sit around and feel sad all the time that they are not women. And so I would say, like, beyond just, like, what you're wearing, like, in your heart, like what do you feel in that regard? Like, do you feel like how a cis woman might feel? Do you feel like how do you relate to yourself in that way? Because that's really where the identity stuff starts, not necessarily where like what you're wearing, you know?
Yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, there's like a few different kind of like thought puzzles that I think I've used throughout our time on the line to try to help people understand kind of parsing all this stuff out. And like I completely second everything that Jack said. And I think also, there's not going to be like one true answer. This is really something you have to sort for yourself. But like, first of all, doubting that you are the real trans is like the most transgender thing that's ever existed. Like most every trans person goes through basically what you're kind of describing here, I think. And I'm sure non-trans people some people go through that, but not like Jack was saying, most people aren't sitting around being like sad that they aren't a different gender. I think one of the thought puzzles that comes to mind is kind of the sort of magic genie, or the you get offered 2 pills from a wizard, and one of them will give you your ideal body, like no consequences. You get your ideal identity, body, expression, poof, done, like instantly. And the other one means you're going to be locked into your body for the rest of your life. What happens if you take the ideal body pill? Because I knew for me, I was like, yeah, I would have long hair and no facial hair and breasts and female like fat distribution on my body, like all of that. It was a pretty easy, obvious answer for me. And I think if your answer is not like just some actualized version of who you already currently are, and some like, gender fuckery happens when you take the pill, you may be trans. I don't know. Do you have thoughts on that? Like what would happen for you?
That's a great question. I was not prepared for a deep question like that. No, but I do think that, like, if I'm questioning this, then like it's probably true, Yeah, I don't know.
And like, well, I don't even know if it's just questioning, but it's like the preoccupation, right? It's like the fact that like, it sounds like you're really hung up on it. Like that's what gets me, is like, that's the like, oop, flag, like that's gotten flagged, because you're thinking a lot about it, it sounds like. But Jack, it looks like you were about to jump in on there.
Oh, I was just going to say, like, it's also okay to not have like an aha moment and suddenly have like your entire gender identity figured out. Because like, I know even after I had my realization, I didn't know if I was like gender fluid or like some kind of non-binary or like a trans woman. And I had to spend a couple years kind of figuring that out. And, and I think that I've also known like cis people to like have questions about their gender identity. And in a similar vein, I think like a lot of them didn't become preoccupied with it, and instead like we're just like, yeah, no, I'm cis, and then just like continued on their merry way being cisgender. But just it's okay to take your own pace with it.
Yeah, I think that's like the second angle I would take at it, is like, try not to focus too much on the destination or like the label, and focus more on like, what are you feeling? Like, are you feeling like you would feel more comfortable if you like, got top surgery, or if you like shaved your head, or if you started using just they, them pronouns? Like, you can try those things or start moving towards those things. And if you're like, oop, that doesn't quite feel right, I'm going to like pump the brakes and kind of like, maybe try something else, that's okay. Like, despite the only thing that's really completely irreversible about gender transition is like kind of genital surgery, to be honest. Like pretty much every other thing, your hair, your expression, your body fat, like if you were on estrogen for a long time, your body fat changes, right? But if you come off of estrogen and you start taking testosterone, or your endogenous hormone system kicks back up, which is a thing that can happen, your fat distribution will go back. Like those things will change. So like, it's not a prison to start kind of looking into a certain angle. Like you can always change your mind. There's no rule saying like, nope, I'm sorry, you only get one gender change in your whole life and you picked non-binary, so you're stuck. You can kind of feel out whatever works for you.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. And I've been talking to some people in the Lions Discord server, and they were all basically kind of saying the same thing that you just said, Arden, about, you know, trying out different things, and if it turns out that I am cisgender, then like I tried it, you know. But yeah, that's kind of what they were saying, is just, you know, take my time, figure things out, don't rush into things, basically. So
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And maybe one last thing, like if the genie is tripping you up, just what kind of person do you want to be? You know? Like, just when you boil it down to brass tacks, like what kind of person do you want to be? How do you want to exist in the world and others to perceive you? And then like work from there.
yes, thank you both so much. I really appreciate the call, and I'm sorry if I was like stuttering and not making sense. I was a little nervous to talk about this, but I feel better now. And
You did great.
yeah, I'll let you guys get back to your other calls. So
no worries, you're great. Have a wonderful day, Sarah, and we'll talk to you later, okay?
all right, sounds good.
Bye. Pamela, you are live on the line with Arden and Jack. Tell us what's going on.
Yeah, so I watched your call with Sarah, and the vibe I got is that you were directing her towards adopting a trans identity, and all she told you was that she didn't like dresses,
So
that she preferred to wear
true.
jeans.
What did we say to Sarah? Can you tell me what we told her that could be construed as?
Yeah, you said she wouldn't be thinking about this stuff so much if she wasn't trans.
Is that what we said, or did we say you probably wouldn't be thinking about this stuff if you weren't trans? And also, we added a caveat in there before we said any of that, which was that we can't tell you that you're trans. That is something you have to decide for yourself. But here's our thoughts on those thoughts.
Yeah,
So
I would
you
just
agree
also
that
ask,
you told her she was probably trans?
No, I would ask you, like, who do you think thinks about being trans more? Cis people or trans people?
It sounds like you're implying she's probably trans.
No, I'm saying statistically, who do you think spends more time thinking about being trans? Is it trans
people? It sounds
people?
like you're saying she has a high statistical likelihood of being trans. Like when you say that stuff, you are putting the idea in her head that she is trans.
Does that equate to saying that she is trans? Or does it say most trans people spend more time thinking about being trans than cis people do?
I think it equates to saying you have a high probability of being trans, which is very similar to saying you are trans.
If I say smoking makes you more likely to develop lung cancer, am I saying that you have lung cancer?
You are saying you will probably have lung cancer later on. And yeah, like people do straight up say...
Wow, you're really struggling with understanding how words work, Pamela. That must make it really hard for you.
You're also struggling with statistics.
I said you're struggling with how words work.
Sorry, I missed you. What did you say?
I said you're struggling with how words work. It sounds like it's got to be really hard for you.
No, I understand how words work.
Debatable. Because we're saying probability, likelihood, and you're saying that's the same as saying that you are trans, which is very obviously not.
Yeah, what was the final piece of advice?
Somebody is told they're probably trans, they might come away from that thinking they're trans.
We didn't say that they're probably trans.
Yeah, what was the advice that we gave Sarah? What was the advice that we gave Sarah?
That she should think about how trans she is.
Wow.
That we should think that she should
such
think
a
about
dishonest lie. You're so full of shit. That's really funny.
We said she should think about what kind of person she wants to be.
Okay, let me give you a question. Do you think that your conversation with Sarah increased the likelihood that she'll think of herself as trans?
No.
Sounds like she was already thinking that. I don't think that we increased the likelihood at all. We just gave her some tools to work through those thoughts with.
Yeah. And by the way,
those are already thinking it. She said she thought of herself as a woman her whole life until she came across...
You're wrong. The literal note she gave to our call screener, Pamela, was that she was having a gender crisis.
Because of your content and similar content.
Where did that come from?
Pamela,
Who said that? She didn't say that. You just came up with that. You pulled that. Did you have to use one or two hands to pull that out of your ass? I would love to know.
She said Pamela, she thought of herself as a woman her whole life before.
Pamela, you can use the same tools we gave Sarah. Does that make you trans? Did we trans you by... You can use the same tools that we described to Sarah. Does that make you trans?
Okay, which tool?
Did we just trans you with our content? Did we trans you by telling like Sarah to like consider her identity? Did that trans you?
No,
Probably
because
did.
I know trans ideology is bullshit, but someone who doesn't might be convinced by that.
Great argument.
Wait,
Killer.
So...
And I think, Sarah, if you're listening, I think you should look into second wave feminism. It fought for the rights of women.
Pamela, did Sarah call you? Pamela, did Sarah call you? Did Sarah ask for your advice?
She might still be listening, and I think she should know about
that's not an answer to my question.
Movement.
Did she call you?
I mentioned
did
it
she
to
call
your
you?
call strainer, and it got
Did she call you? So I'm muting you because you're talking over me, and that's not how this show works. I don't know if you know this, but this is my show. You called in to me. I didn't call you. Did she call you? Did Sarah call you and ask her advice?
No, I'm just explaining.
Cool. So I don't know why you are trying to take control of the mic to be like, I have a lesson for Sarah. Sarah didn't call you. Sarah didn't ask for your advice.
Fair enough, but I think everyone should be aware of the second wave feminist movement.
Lots of people are aware of the second wave feminist movement. I was aware of the second wave feminist movement before I came out as trans. And I read lots of feminist literature before I came out as trans. And guess what? I'm still fucking trans.
Yeah, same.
I think Sarah should look at that because I don't think she has.
I don't care what you think Sarah should look at.
Yeah. Why do you get the right to dictate Sarah's life? What
I'm not. I am just saying.
You're telling her what she should do.
Sarah, Pamela, this is not an open mic where we call to give you the mic so you can say whatever you want. I don't care what you think Sarah should do. Sarah didn't call you. If you have an argument if you have an exact quote that shows that we were saying Sarah is trans and she should transition, I would love to hear it. But I know you don't have that fucking quote because that's not what I said. Or what Jack said.
You didn't say those exact words.
Right, exactly. So you are making stuff up to be mad. Do you have real problems in your life? Like, you're in Australia, so probably not. You probably have like socialized healthcare and shit, so you don't actually have real problems. But over here in the States, true, big spiders. We have really cool snakes over there. Some of my favorites, actually. But like, do you have real problems that like, this is your problem? This is the kind of life that you have, that these are the problems you have, where you just sit around and you go, they told someone on the internet that they could possibly be trans. I have to call in and say how offended I am at that prospect. Like, genuinely, how easy is your life that is the kind of problems you have?
Why is Sarah's life your business? What the hell? What's wrong with you?
Because I don't want the progress of second wave feminism to be erased.
The progress of second wave feminism fell on its face already. We're not doing anything to help that.
That's why there are subsequent waves
you
of
individually,
feminism.
But your movement has put that stuff in her head.
I don't care what you think my movement has put in anyone's head. And I doubt you could even articulate what my movement, what my values, and what my beliefs are. You've already inserted and extrapolated. No, quiet. You've already inserted and extrapolated on so much fucking shit that I've actually said and made up the things that you want me to have said because it's easier for you to combat, that I don't care what you think my movement is. There's no possible way you have any actual idea of what my movement and my beliefs are. You've already shown you don't listen and you don't care about what I actually say. You care about what you wanted me to have said. But Jack has something to say. Go for it.
Yeah, I mean, Pamela, it kind of sounds like you came in with a lot of preconceived notions here about like what we said because you have a lot of strong feelings and a lot of strong positions. So did you want to argue any of those positions or ideas, or are you just coming in to try and micromanage someone else's life who called into the show?
Okay, my idea is that women don't have to wear dresses to be women.
I agree.
True. I'm not wearing a dress right now.
Neither am I. I've got jeans and a shirt on. Who said that you have to wear dresses to be women? Again, you're making up shit that no one said to be mad about. Get some real fucking problems.
Okay, but Sarah said she didn't wear dresses. And
who cares?
We're also not wearing dresses.
So why did you treat Sarah's claim that she didn't want to wear dresses like it meant anything?
Well, do you remember what I said to Sarah about her clothing?
Okay, what did you say?
I said that the clothing didn't matter. So I'm even more baffled. I said recenter the conversation on who you want to be, who you are on the inside. That's where the conversation matters about her personal identity. And like, you have now come here and just like imagined an entire argument that we were telling Sarah that because she doesn't wear dresses, she's trans. And that's just, again, a complete fabrication of, and I don't know how you got that other than you came in with a lot of preconceived ideas about what was being said and why that aren't related to what was actually said.
So when Sarah said, I don't wear dresses,
actually, I'm going to derail the conversation for a second because I just got a note from our call screener, Pamela. Pamela, have you called in previously as Marco?
No, I have never called in under another name.
Are you sure? Did you say that Matt's a butthole?
I have always used the name Pamela. I've called in before, but I've always used the name Pamela.
Did you say that Matt's a butthole, which is exactly what Marco said when he called in?
I have never said that. I don't know who you're talking about.
Oh, so our screener just made that up? See, the problem is, Pamela, you've already come in making up shit that we didn't say. And so I already know that you're dishonest. And so I don't believe anything you're saying. You also don't really sound that Australian to me.
What did I say that was false?
Oh my God. Just get some real problems, please. Be an adult.
What did I say? What? You think bad stuff should happen to me because I don't agree with your ideology?
Whoa.
No, just go pet your cat some more.
What the fuck?
I don't know.
Again, no, stop talking. I don't care to hear what you have to say. You just said, we wish bad stuff would happen to you because you disagree with us. Please tell me when. Stop talking until I ask you a question. Please tell me when we ever said anything even remotely fucking close to that. I don't care if good or bad things happen to you. I don't know you.
Yeah, because you're making Sarah's problems your problems.
Get some real problems means that if us telling a person on the internet, hey, that sounds like similar experiences to the experiences trans people have. You could be trans. You should explore that feeling. If that makes you so upset that you want to call into a show to tell us we said something we didn't say about it, it means you don't have real problems, because people with real problems have to deal with healthcare and finances and housing and where they're going to get their next meal, things that actually impact the real world. Stop talking while I'm talking. I didn't ask you a question. We don't need you to input while I'm in the middle of saying something, especially not somebody like you who has nothing of value to offer this conversation other than making up shit we didn't say to be upset about. You are not a real person who has real problems that is worth taking seriously. You just make up shit and then pretend that we're mad at you about it.
Right.
You just got unmuted. So I see you were talking back there for like half that time. So clearly you really struggle with how these conversations go.
Also, Pamela, it sounds like you have a cute cat. Like, you could spend your time petting that cat instead. Like, you don't have to like worry about Sarah's problems. Sarah will take care of those problems themselves. Like, that's how the world works. And if you're really concerned about strangers, you could, I don't know, direct that towards other people in your community, maybe like volunteer at your local homeless shelter or food bank or whatnot. But like, this seems like you had something you wanted to be mad at and you decided to just do the rage thing.
I think I have a good reason to be mad that you're undermining the gains of second wave feminism.
But the point you made when I gave you the floor to talk about it, and you said we're advocating for women to only wear dresses, and that like at no point did we ever do that. So you're not even mad at people who you're saying are like, you're not, the target is wrong here. You can find people online who are against second wave feminism and think that women should only wear dresses, but then you're like, I don't know, pick a fight with the trad wife community or something. Like, I don't know.
I argue
But
with
it's not us.
conservatives too.
Yeah, congrats. Like, you want a cookie?
No, I don't want a cookie. I'm just telling you I do that.
We are.
You are one of the, look, there's multiple times a misogynist out there. You're one of them, so I want to tell you that.
Tell me what I've done or said that's misogynist.
Well, this woman called in, said, I don't wear dresses, and you didn't immediately say, women don't have to wear dresses. That has nothing to do with whether you're a woman.
So we did, in fact, say that what you wear doesn't matter, but the fact to you that we didn't say it immediately means we're misogynist. You're insane.
Well, it means you
have no real problems. You're a crazy person on the internet.
Not a woman.
And I don't care anything about what you have to say. Like, genuinely, go pet your cat, please, and maybe roll around in the grass. You need help.
What are you doing right now? You spend much more time on this. I'm running a show.
You called me. I didn't call you.
But you set up this phone line and you spend hours on it talking to people.
To talk to people who have real ideas, not people who make up shit that I didn't say to be mad at me about. I don't have to take everyone seriously, not if they're like you.
Why aren't you petting your cat right now? Why are you spending all this time on the show?
Is that why you're mad at us? Like, what is this conversation, Pamela?
You're the one who made it personal, so I'm...
What?
If you don't want it to be personal, don't talk about me as a person.
I don't care. Yes, I'm not petting my cat right now. I have a full-time job and I have like real problems, so I have to actually work so my cat doesn't get attention all day, every day. Although we do cuddle all morning and all night while I'm drinking my coffee or popping a gummy and watching a TV show. Like, I don't know what your problem is. I can go get my cat right now. She's almost guaranteed sitting outside because she loves to see me when I come out of my office. I don't know what your problem is. Anyway, now that this conversation has completely derailed from anything of substance and you're trying to attack me for also not petting my cat, I'm going to go. I'm going to let you go. Genuinely, I hope you get some help. You have some serious issues and Jesus Christ, don't call back. Okay, Pamela's gone.
Did I make that too personal by talking about the cat that was meowing in the background? Because I was suggesting it as a pleasant activity that seemed preferable immensely to just being angry at strangers on the internet for things they didn't say.
Yeah.
But, I guess that was too personal for Pamela.
I guess. Pamela has absolutely called before, and I think I may have gotten wrong that she was Marco, although she has an identical voice to this caller, Marco, who used to call us, harass our call screeners and say, like, Matt's a butthead and shit like that. So I was like, oh my God, it's got to be the same person, but it wasn't. Just they have identical voices and also no real problems, I guess.
Well, that certainly was a time. And I just want to remind you guys to check down in the description below for links to the original episode, links to the line itself if you want to subscribe, and you should. And also, remember, leave a like on this video, as well as the video for the actual episode, which, again, link down below. And comments also really help. So leave a comment here, leave a comment there, leave a comment everywhere. And also, check out their merch, Patreon, etc. Really cool to be a part of this project. And I hope you enjoyed it. Let's keep on going. And I'll see you next time.
Riverboat Jack is coming to town. All the viewers gather round. Twitch and YouTube and swishy streams. All that content is bursting the seams. Politics, gaming, and plenty more. Your sense of fashion you'll adore. So grab your stuff and hop aboard. We're going straight to Jack's Discord. Riverboat.